A new season of Grand National Cross Country has arrived. Coming off a season that took a championship down to the last round of the year, the defending champ, Ben Kelly, looks to go back-to-back. Can he do it? Will there be a new champion in 2022? GNCC on MAV TV starts now.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racing!
Welcome to the first round of 2022 for the Grand National Cross Country Race Series presented by Specialized, an AMA National Championship. This is the VP Racing Fuels Big Buck GNCC here at the Big Buck Farm in Union, South Carolina. I'm Mikey Waynes, and I'll be taking you through today's racing action. Ben Kelly rocking that number one plate entering the 2022 season, obviously with hopes of going back-to-back. Going down to the wire with Stu Baylor last season at Ironman. Baylor's going to be hungry. And, of course, as we look at our top 10 rolling to the line, you can't forget about all these other riders. So many big names in the XC1. You got a healthy Thad Duvall, a healthy Trevor Bollinger, and a healthy Ricky Russell returning this season, no doubt with high expectations for themselves and their teams. High expectations set before them as well. And don't forget about the younger guys, your Grant Baylor, Josh Toth, and then the old wily veteran, the Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki ride, the ageless wonder, Josh Strang, returning this season as well, finishing fourth last year. And you can't ignore what Jordan Ashburn has done with the Magna One Motorsports. Husqvarna returning again this year, rocking that number 3 plate. He's in a good position. Well, is this the first year we see him pick up a win? And that man right there, sporting his Fig Newtons, 100% goggles, customized, if you will. Stu Baylor, what an epic season. We caught up with him prior to today's race. And here we go for the start of the XC1 Pro Class, grabbing the all balls hole shot. Who's it going to be? 212, that's going to be Ricky Russell aboard the Coastal Racing Factory Gas ride. The 515 of Tyler Medaglia aboard the Gas in that number 2 spot. And looked like it was, well, there's Toth in third right there. Ben Kelly back in the number 4 position. And look at that, 12 riders in total for the XC1 here in round number 1. As a jockey for position, we go back down to the starting line for the XC2 250 Pro Class. See who wants it. Stasic hole shot up for grabs as our riders jockey for position in the XC2 class. All the 178, Lyndon Snodgrass out in front. Can he grab it? Yes, hangs on to it. Jesse Ansley right there battling with him. Mike Wachowski there in the number 3 spot. See how this one sorts out right here. So still Snodgrass out front. Ansley in the number 2 spot. Mike Wachowski back in the number 4 position for now. I think big things out of Mike Wachowski this year. Looking forward to seeing what he can do out here today in round number 1. FMF XC3, the 125 Pro-Am class. Low Jack Cycle Sales Hole Shot Award up for grabs. And it's going to be the KTM out front. No number plate. I'm thinking that was the number 250 of Chase Goslin. grabbing that low jack cycle sales hole shot right there as the FMF XC3 make their way into the woods. See how that one sorts out for the 125 class. And we head back out front with the XC1, where Ricky Russell still leads the way for the XC1 and a slew of hungry riders. Everybody wants a good start to the season here in round number 1. How's it going to sort out? GNCC on MAV TV will return in just a moment with more big buck action.
Coverage of the Grand National Cross Country Championship on MAV TV is brought to you in part by Specialized E-Turbo Bikes. It's you, only faster. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Welcome back to GNCC here on MAV TV. Well, as many know, GNCC Racing, more than just the pros. And today, prior to the youth race, Cole Forbes was honored by the AMA with the Youth Rider of the Year, an award that recognizes youth athletes in all disciplines of motorcycle racing, not just GNCC. So congratulations to him. Forbes actually took the national championship in the youth race last year. So not racing this year in youth. But you know who is? The guy who grabbed the early lead, Peyton Feather, but when the checkered flag flew, it was Nick DeFeo aboard his Kawasaki for the first win of the year. Well, DeFeo with the win as Jigs Fustini took second and Ryan Amancio rounded out the top 3. And we head back out front with the XC1 class. Look at your past winners, Grant Baylor, Caleb Russell. 2019 was a rainout. But, yeah, Grant Baylor grabbing the big win here last year in that early points lead. Well, as we look at our riders, it is still Ricky Russell out front leading the way as we head into the FMF PowerPoint. Forget it. New leader, Josh Toth. The 206 KTM has taken control of this one. And look at the battle for second. Ricky Russell going to edge him out and stay in that number 2 spot, at least for now. But boy, what a race so far. Here we go. On screen, you got Josh Toth, the 206 KTM, out in front. In the number 2 spot now, Ben Kelly, there he is. I was wondering how long it was going to take him to get up there and fight. Ricky Russell in 3rd, Craig DeLong 4th. 5th place is going to be Jordan Ashburn straying right there. And Thad Duvall with some troubles. Stu Baylor gets around Thad Duvall. Now Lane Michael gets around Thad. Finally gets it going just as his teammate Trevor Bollinger checks in right behind him. Tight racing there at mile marker number 8. And here we go into the monster mile. Is Josh Toth out front. Ben Kelly in the number 2 spot. Man, this is looking like the XC2 battles of 2017, 2018, when these two would seem to trade off wins and go back and forth. And speaking of going back and forth, there's Ben Kelly for the lead now. And it looks like he's got a little bit of a gap. Is it still going to be Toth? Or is it going to be Ashburn as we pan back? It is the 206 KTM, Josh Toth sitting in that number 2 spot. And boy, as you look behind Josh Toth, you got to think the gap between Kelly and Toth, there's just as big a gap between Toth and whoever we got in 3rd. Who's it going to be? Expecting to see, I believe it was that number 3 Magna One Motorsports ride of Jordan Ashburn. And it is still Jordan Ashburn. He sits in the number 3 spot. So Ashburn on an island by himself. Well, maybe not. Going to have some company here soon. That's the 514 Ampro Yamaha of Stu Baylor. And Stu Baylor, he's got the heat behind him as it's pretty much the rest of the XC1 class. They're jockeying for position. Ben Kelly out in front. Ben Kelly, you'll hear guys talk about him. Not necessarily considered the fastest guy on the track, but he is precise. He is methodical. He does things so well on a motorcycle that smooth is fast for Ben Kelly, and he always finds himself there battling for wins, battling for podiums. More often than not, though, wins. Let's be honest. I think that's going to be the story of this season. The 206 right there, that is Josh Toth, still in the number 2 spot. And there finally is Jordan Ashburn. So Ashburn, he's closed that gap up a little bit, but still got quite a bit of time there in between Ashburn and Toth, and did not see Baylor back there in the number 4 spot. No. So we'll see if he's still in that position or if maybe he has fallen back. Of course, it was a tight battle behind him. And there is Ben Kelly still rolling out front. I want to talk about him a little more here in a second. But there goes Josh Toth in the number 2 spot. And third place still sits Jordan Ashburn. So moving right along here. The 212 of Ricky Russell. Now out in front of Stu Baylor, there is Lane Michael. So things really heating up. Josh Strang right there aboard the Kawasaki. And the Rockstar Husky guys all kind of in there clustered together early in this one. See how they sort that one out. Ben Kelly still moving, doing his thing out front. Let's talk about Ben Kelly for a moment. The one thing lacking from the resume last year had to be the fact that he didn't have the wins that Stu Baylor had. He had the points lead nearly all season, but as the season wore on, the big topic of discussion, after Baylor missing those first 2 rounds was just kept clicking off wins, and it kind of took the thunder, or stole the thunder from Ben Kelly. Rightfully so. I mean, Stu was winning. He was rolling. When it was all said and done, Kelly had some wins, not as many as Stu, but he was there every round. He was consistent, ended up with the championship, and I think that was the topic this offseason was, can Ben Kelly come out and get the wins? Can he get the wins? Yeah, he's going to battle for the championship. It's kind of a general consensus of, hey, it's going to be a battle between him and Stu. Now, if I'm not Stu Baylor, if I'm not Ben Kelly, I take offense to that, and I say, hey, I'm throwing my name in the hat for this championship battle. As you see right now, these riders so close. Nobody wants to give up a position right now, but the man rolling is without a doubt Ben Kelly. And I got to think in the offseason he said, I want more wins. I want more wins this year. Yeah, I'm going to battle for a championship, but to do it, I want those P1s. And right now he is putting himself in position, no doubt about it, as, we're still looking for Josh Toth. Where are you at? The 206 KTM has pretty well been in the, still in the number 2 spot. The 206 of Josh Toth in that number 2 position. Ben Kelly out in front. Those 2 guys have pretty well been in control since finding themselves in first and second place. And we'll see if it's still Ashburn in third. The number 3 Magna 1 Motorsports Husqvarna, or if maybe somebody's gotten them. Things really starting to heat up behind him. And look at the lap traffic. There he is, the number 3 Magna 1 Motorsports Husqvarna coursing his way through the racetrack, and he's got company. There's Trevor Bollinger right behind him, and there is Lane Michael, the 523 Ampro Yamaha. So just like that, there goes Stu Baylor, there goes Josh Strang, and there goes Craig DeLong. So just like that, when Jordan Ashburn thought he had a little bit of breathing room in the number 3 spot, forget about it. He's got company. Bollinger all over the rear wheel. How great would it be for Trevor Bollinger to go up, get himself a podium here in round number 1 this season? He was one of those riders we mentioned when the show started. He's healthy. He's back. He's had his ups and downs with injuries the past season. Can he get things turned around here this year? Meanwhile, Kelly out in front. He says, I ain't even worried about it. I'm doing my thing out here. There is Bollinger. I think that puts Bollinger in the number 3 spot. Unless I may have missed Ashburn there, but there is Stu Baylor right there on screen. So here comes Ben Kelly. That precision we were just talking about, coursing around some of the lap traffic. And you got to think, if he's in some lap traffic, Toth probably going to have the same issue here in just a moment. As more of our riders coming through right here, some of the A and the B class riders, something to keep in mind. There is Toth, and Toth right in the thick of it. Something to keep in mind. If you've never watched a GNCC, if you've never been to one, maybe you think Supercross, Pro Motocross, it's just the pros out there, right, for their motos. Not the case with GNCC. Pros, obviously, row number 1, they're racing against each other, but there are also your A and B class riders out there, multiple classes of them, that are racing at the same time. So it goes without saying, your pro riders, they're fast. They're going to catch up to these guys. They're going to lap quite a bit of this traffic. So just an added element of racing a GNCC that our pros have to deal with, and, well, everybody has to deal with. You're racing everybody, primarily the people in your class. Just that added element that makes GNCC so unique compared to any other motorsports racing. There is Craig DeLong, the 3.42, trying to catch up with the pace of Josh Strang and the rest of everybody else. Meanwhile, Kelly moving out front, doing his job, looking methodical as he courses, dodging trees, if you will. And we look back, keep our eyes open. Is it still going to be the 206? Yes, there he is, the 206 of Josh Toth aboard that KTM. Getting around a little bit of lap traffic right there. Trying to figure out how the heck he can catch up with that man, Ben Kelly, the leader, the defending champ. Can he pick up the first win of the year? We'll be right back.
Coverage of the Grand National Cross Country Championship on MAV TV is brought to you in part by Specialized E-Turbo Bikes. It's you, only faster. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Well, the future of GNCC took to the track Saturday night. The Stasic race, a non-points race for fun. But don't tell these kids that. Oh, no, it's handlebar to handlebar. It's wheel-to-wheel racing action. Just how we like it. Look at the intensity in their eyes. They're ready. They're poised for battle. And I can't even say it with a straight face. It makes me laugh. It makes me smile. This is what GNCC racing's all about. Ricky Towery with the waving of the green flag. The official of GNCC. Look at that little Jacoby. That is Jacoby out there. Thad Duvall and Maggie Duvall's little boy out there ripping. He's going to get some instruction from Dad here in just a moment. As Hayden, the number 24, keep your head up, kid. That's what Thad's telling Thad, the team manager and full-time dad of Jacoby, giving him some instruction right there. But fun had by all. Love this event. So cool to see all the little rippers out there having the time of their life. Again, the future of GNCC, if you will. The future is now. How about that? Even better. Meanwhile, Ben Kelly out in front, doing his thing. He's poised, and he's ready to take this first win of the season. Not got too much further to go now at the 8-mile marker right there. Just really got to keep it on two wheels. A good gap for him between him and the number 206 of Josh Toth. Ooh, for now, how about that? There is Josh Strang, the 114 Kawasaki. Not too far back from Josh Toth right now. Boy, that could heat up. We'll keep our eyes on that one. But, boy, meanwhile, the number 1, your defending champ, looking to take the first win of the year. And there is Toth, and there is Strang. So Josh Strang knocking on the door now on the rear wheel of Josh Toth. And, oh, how about it? There is Stu Baylor all over the rear wheel of Jordan Ashburn. So Ashburn with company. He's got his own fight between him and Baylor. No, but everybody knows every position you can pick up is important. Everybody knows that. Round number 1, Toth now, Strang now in front of Jordan Ashburn. So Strang in front of Ashburn. There is Ben Kelly. Let's see if we can get our eyes on it. Did we miss Josh Toth somewhere? I don't remember seeing Josh Toth, so he very well could be back in the number 4 spot right now. We'll keep our eyes on it. There goes Strang, what we believe in second, and Ashburn in third. Let's see if Toth pops in right down here. I can't imagine we've missed him twice. No, we haven't. There is Josh Toth, the 206, now in the number 4 spot. So tough break. Perhaps a mistake late for Josh Toth, going to cost him a couple of positions. That's a heartbreaker. Meanwhile, we head to the finish line where Ben Kelly, the number 1, the factory KTM ride, going to check in here. Slow, easy. Another day at the office and a win here for Ben Kelly. A huge congratulations to him. He'll be your points leader heading into round 2 down in Florida. And what a race by that young man.
Yeah, it's it's a lot of pressure, but honestly, when you're out there and you got the number one, I guess it's just confidence. I didn't fall into it, so I was, excited coming into this race, and had a solid off season. It had its ups and downs, but just trust the process, put in the work, and yeah, got off to a good start. I was confident because I rode really good here last year, and I think I let it slip through my fingers with getting stuck in a bunch of crashes. So I knew if I just played it smart and stayed off the ground, I'd be good. And yeah, I got a decent start and was kind of fourth there for a while until I got behind Josh in second. And he was nice enough to give me plenty of room to get by. And yeah, we kind of tried to put on a charge to get a little gap. And from there, I just kind of managed it. Had one pretty hard crash getting caught up in a tree, but other than that, smooth race, and it felt super good. And yeah, it just feels good to put in a solid result, get a win, and just do it for myself, my team, all the supporters.
Well, again, a huge congratulations to Ben Kelly on the win, and here comes Strang. He'll finish in the number 2 spot. Well, he should. Let's see. Okay, yes. Woo! In a slew of lap traffic, and there was Jordan Ashburn in the number 3 spot.
I got into second, and I could hear these, so there's so many lappers, so we start passing people, but sometimes you can hear bikes that are, they're not lap riders behind you. So I was like, man, there's some people still behind me. I haven't dropped anyone. So I got a couple of board saying I think I got a board saying Stu was there and Jordan, and I'm like, I need to start pinning her. So the last lap was pretty fast. Jordan kept right on me and almost passed me, made a mistake in the Monster Mile, I think just right near the end, and nearly crashed. Luckily, I kind of crashed in front of the track, and Jordan hit me, so straightened me back up, and that was it. But overall, it's a good race. Second place, first round of the year, I'll take it.
So again, Ben Kelly taking the win here today. Strang finishing in the number 2 spot, and third place finisher Jordan Ashburn. We caught up with him after the race.
I had a good day. I had a decent start and was about, 7th or 8th, and just kind of had to work my way up. I knew Toth and Kelly, all the guys were up front, just going to be shredding, and just tried to make a push there at the beginning to get up, and it was like a freight train. I mean, everybody was just hauling the mail, and I seen a couple real bad crashes today, and I was just like, just keep it chill. And yeah, there towards the end, I caught up to Josh right on the last lap, and man, we had a battle. It was epic, and we was swapped plastic one time, but I mean, all in good nature. So I had a good day. I'm happy to come out at the first round on the podium and on to the next one.
Well, we take a look at the Specialized race recap. Grabbing the early lead, and the whole shot in this one was the 2-1-2 Coastal Racing Factory gas ride of Ricky Russell. Great start for Tyler Medaglia as well, as he was battling up front early in this one. But as the race wore on, it was Ben Kelly finding his way out front, and boy, when he got there, he never looked back. Would seal the deal on this one, but make no mistake, there were plenty of battles throughout the day amongst the other positions. Toth enjoyed second place early on in this one, and as it got down to the nitty-gritty, man, how about the push by Josh Strang, the Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki rider, making a great push late, picked up a few positions, was able to get in front of Ashburn, and while Ashburn gave him fits, Strang was able to hang on for the number 2 spot, and Ashburn third. But again, that man right there, the number 1, the defending champ. How many wins is he gonna get this year? Ben Kelly doing his job here in round number 1 at Big Buck. A big congrats to Mike Wachowski as well, grabbing the win there in the XC2 class. And what's going to do it for us here at the Big Buck GNCC. We'll see you down in Florida for round number 2. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.